Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of Apex Boys Talks Anime. Today we're talking about Tower of Simp, also known as Tower of Usopp, aka Tower of God.
Wow, that was an introduction better than I think it deserved, but okay.
Alright, with me today we got Nuxie Boy and Jordino.
Oh! Nux and Brig!
Yeah. Tower of God is a new anime that aired this season. The first episode just came out, I just watched it and so did Nuxie Boy. It is based after a very popular Korean manhwa, and it's actually a Crunchyroll original anime, which is very interesting. So, Nux, what were your general thoughts?
So, since you mentioned it's a Crunchyroll anime, I think adaptation-wise, it's pretty weak, on the weak side of adaptations. Music is godly, done by Kevin Penkin, the one who did Made in Abyss. But as far as the adaptation, unimpressed. I read the first chapter as a comparison, and I think the manhwa does a much better job.
So I had mentioned it to you, Nux, earlier, that I actually had to restart the episode like 4 times because my Chad self couldn't pay attention. It was, it had a little bit of a slow start. I kept on losing my interest. Sometimes I'm just like that. I'm like, I'm just not in the state where I can pay attention. But I watched an episode of Interspecies Reviewers right afterwards, the last episode, and my eyes were glued to the screen. I watched the newest episode.
Because Interspecies Reviewers is one of the greatest anime of the modern era, and Tower of Simp unfortunately doesn't hold a candle. I feel like, again, that comes back to the point I was making. It's kind of the fault of the adaptation. I feel like if it would have had a much tighter script, it wouldn't have lost your attention. Just the dialogue was boringly written. The presentation was just meh. But anyway, I feel like we should get into what it's actually, about.
Yes. I also watched a slowly paced episode of One Piece that I still enjoyed more. Just wanted to put that out there.
One Piece. Dude, you could see Sanji and Zoro thumb wrestling in One Piece for 40 minutes and you wouldn't get bored.
I would love that. Yo, Oda, make that happen. So, the only reason I really pushed my way through it, most anime I probably would have dropped at this point is because it lost my interest. Can't say it's good or bad. It's only been an episode, or at that point, it had only been like 6 minutes into the episode. So I can't prematurely judge it, but honestly, normally, if it wasn't for the fact that I wanted to make a video about it, and for the fact that people have been hyping it up as it's based off of an amazing source material, and people even compared it, dared to compare it to the One Piece of manhwa. So obviously I had to stick through it, and I'm going to have to give it more of a chance, despite the first episode not catching my interest. I think we should describe this anime, or give it a little bit of a brief description.
Can you tell me at what point did the first episode end, since I haven't gotten to that point yet?
He went to the second floor, and it's like, oh my god, he's on the second floor, this is so crazy. And then all of a sudden people start killing each other, and he doesn't even bat an eye at the fact that this is going on, which I thought was a little bit strange. And he was attacked by this one hunter guy, and basically that's the story.
I just feel like the main character, so far, had very little emotion. It was cool that he was fearless and all. When Usopp is a fearless character, it's because it's a contrast to his personality, his cowardice, his emotion. This guy was just kind of like fearless for his friend, but we haven't, it's the first episode, we have not got enough information, any development from him. So it kind of felt like he was just being stupid. I learned nothing about Bam in the first episode.
Well, we learned he grew up, he was in this cave, he never saw humans, and all of a sudden this one girl that he forever will simp for saved him, and then she went to the tower, and it's like, alright, time to climb the tower, bitches! I mean, with less enthusiasm, because he has the enthusiasm of a slightly demented rock.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he had much of a personality, but it kind of makes sense if he was sheltered. I really didn't catch that. I saw one scene where he was in a cave, and he got saved by a girl.
And to be fair, it is only the first episode. We'll learn more about the guy. I don't care about his lack of development. I was immediately more interested in the character with the funky hair.
Not a lack of development, just lack of personality, lack of anything.
I will say, although he comes off as kind of bland, he's almost like a Gon-like protagonist in a way, if you want to compare it to Hunter x Hunter, because that's what this series probably reminds me of the most.
Gon is brimming with personality.
And he is, but it's almost like they're learning about the world as they go. They don't know a ton when they first start out.
Happy with learning about the world as they go, but like, there's this kid who shows no form of social understanding of anything.
No, he has no social.
He's just kind of sitting there.
His life.
All of a sudden, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Princess Woman walks up to him, and it's like, I am a princess, you fool. And he's just like, I want to climb the tower. Well, in order to do that, you must defeat the eel. Oh, I want to climb the tower. Okay, here's this epic god-slaying sword thing that's legendary, and I'm not allowed to lend you, but I'm lending it to you.
And you know what annoyed me so much?
It to me?
She lended the sword, but didn't say to try to activate it. Because the gatekeeper guy who like started the test said maybe you should lend him the all-powerful sword. Depending on who wields it, it could be completely useless or all-powerful, and everything in between. But then he goes to try to slice the rock or whatever the item, and it doesn't work. And then the guy has to be like, call its name or something like that. It's like, really, you sent him out there with an all-powerful, potentially all-powerful weapon, and didn't even tell him how to activate it? Huh?
So is that where you guys got to at the end of the episode? Was he like fighting the eel?
It ended with him getting transported to floor 1, and he started fighting some people.
Okay, so you guys have gotten to that point.
He
All
didn't
right.
fight anyone.
He didn't fight anyone yet, but
He
people were
didn't say a
fighting.
thing. This man doesn't speak. I have no complaints about anything as far as the overall world building.
Here's
I
the
feel
thing
like
that I got.
honestly, I got big time Aincrad vibes.
Dude, if they take their time
I was
through all
like,
the
alright, they're gonna
floors
have
and
to
develop
climb-
characters, and the characters are actually interesting, dude, that'd be amazing. Which is what they should have done for
Fine.
Aincrad.
Right, so
And I'm sure the
I've only read
characters
it.
seem more interesting
but-
than Aincrad. That's also nice.
I've only read it so far, but like I said, it never really lost my interest. Said the dialogue in the manhwa was very interesting, but the perception it gave me at the very beginning was that Bam, he's not just simping over this girl, all right? It's not like she's a girlfriend type relationship to him.
Okay, that's good to
That
know.
girl is essentially the one that like he
I
wants
mean,
to,
I'm not
he
including
doesn't-
spoilers here. I can only refer to what I
I know.
saw in the first episode. And as far as the world goes, I am extremely interested about the future. I don't expect it to become this based on what we're seeing. I don't know anything about the world to say. From what I understand, it's a completely normal world except for this crazy tower, you know?
And Jordan, would you say that it's worth continuing to watch? I'm going to, obviously, because it's been hyped up about.
I think it's definitely kept my interest through 60 chapters. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of Hunter x Hunter. It's not as good as Hunter x Hunter so far, but it has a lot of similarities there. It's kind of like the poor man's Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
I've only read a few manhwa in my life, but it's probably the best one I've read so far. I would definitely put it above
Solo leveling.
leveling and things
All
like
right.
that. Yeah,
That's good to hear, because I actually
So-
very much enjoyed solo leveling. I know
And
Nux says it's
I
overrated.
enjoyed aspects of it as well. So
I think solo leveling is a bit overrated, obviously, but I will say that the art's amazing, and the fight scenes and hype moments are amazing, and I personally love the protagonist.
And one thing, I stopped reading the comments after the first couple chapters, but when I read the first chapter, there was a few comments towards the very bottom, and it was just people that coming back to read it, where they're just like looking at how they were saying how much better the art's gotten over time compared to
Okay.
where it started out at. And like the art didn't seem to impress me much at the very beginning of the manhwa, but if those comments are true, then apparently it got a lot better, and it might be good in the anime. I don't know yet. But
So in the anime, the art looks weird. The animation and music and everything like complementary to the series is actually pretty well done, in my opinion. So I feel like they were just
Thanks,
trying to be
Crunchyroll.
faithful to the manhwa from what I hear in regards to the style of it.
that was the one thing that like I just did not like when I first started. It was I didn't like how it looks, but
All right, guy below, I think.
those comments that essentially said that it does start to look better and stuff helped me to kind of disregard that. So.
Well, it's a series of 500 chapters. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
author's going to improve over time.
Oh, I'm sure.
As far I can't say anything past the adaptation because obviously I don't know what's going to happen. I am intrigued to see the tests and the characters that they meet in this crazy landscape. It feels like the whole world's a big hunter exam. To be honest. That's all I can say. I was not
Yeah, I'm stuck
impressed with the
behind
main
something.
character.
Oh, there's a guy
It wasn't
behind
some crazy hook. As far as the first episode, I can't say anything aside from the atmosphere and the vibe I got. And all in all, while I do appreciate the world and I'm excited to see what will happen in this tower, and I like the music, I was very unimpressed with the direction. And I feel like it's going to be much better as a read than a watch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to watch a few episodes, give it a chance, and then depending on how that goes, I might just jump into the manhwa and read it live on twitch.tv/BeastlyBriggs.
I mean, it is pretty hilarious that the whole story revolves around this dude simping over a girl so he climbs a tower. Okay. And you know what I found aggravating? Aside from the Princess Woman, which it made no sense. The character interactions didn't make sense.
I feel like they were going for like a comedic thing, but it just felt weird.
Oh, they were not going
I
for
feel like a lot of
comedic
things are elaborated more
Dude,
over
this was
time.
this was the only thing that actually bothered me. The rest I was giving a pass to. But when the Whammon gave the sword because he has a cute face, I was like, all right, sure, whatever. And then he goes and he unlocks the super magic goddess Whammon, who's like do you want unspeakable power? And he's like, no, I want to save Rachel. Okay, I'll give you unspeakable power because you have a cute face. And I was like, oh. No, no.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, I saw people on Twitter getting a lot of heat for calling it mid. And I get it, you shouldn't prematurely judge a series off of a first episode. But for me, this was worse than mid. This was below average. If it wasn't for the hype that the Mon was gotten and the potential I know this series has, I would have dropped this. Guaranteed.
For me, if you don't mind having a couple of eye rolls, I'm intrigued in what will happen.
Yeah, I'm a bit biased because I don't like manhwa as much as I like a lot of manga, but I could see this being better than manhwa I've read, and I could see it being better than the average manga. So, for sure.
When you say the average manga, I'm like, okay, sure. That's not high praise, you know.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's gonna be above average if nothing else. It's hard to know how.
Moral of the story, as far as seasonal anime goes, it doesn't come close to interspecies reviewers, and we all agree. Amen.
Hell yeah, and that's a good way to end off this episode of Apex Boys. Talk about anime. That was fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more anime content. I want to give a huge, gigantic thank you to all my current patrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You really do make it possible for me to hire editors and upload more frequently at a higher quality. I've been slacking a little bit, so I set myself a goal on Twitter to upload 10 times this month. This is the first video of many. So get excited. This entire time, the $1 tier has been on screen. Thank you so much, guys. And now a big thank you to my $2 tier. Siren, RTL Faith, Raphael, Codex. A huge thank you to my $5 tier, Mick Manga, Nothing But a Fan, King Osloth, Maggie, Joel Godinez, Michelle Moria, Jessica, Steven, Ophir. A huge thank you to my $10 tier, Johnny Boy Draws, I Cry During Sex, Jay Kasumi, Shelly, Kaiser Runar, Terra Shift, Gamer, Ya Boy Shinji, Soul Slayer, Jakeman, Greg, King Zeldris, Elizabeth Fleet, Dusty Blanchette, Ginkgo Taku, and a huge thank you to my $25 tier, the absolute maddest of lads, Steelers, Rusty Lee, Tyson Carino, Twilight Void, a new patron, and my #1 patron, some guy, 9393. Thank you everyone again so much, you guys are awesome, and just like that, I will see you guys all next time, dudes. Shinpaku.